Hey guys, welcome to Resort Originals, and we are back with another, I don't know, maybe it's original, maybe not, but we're going to do a top 10 video as far as what I want to see in Pokemon Sword and Shield, so let's get into it. Pokemon has done a great job as to bringing in new Mega Evolutions or Alolan forms to breathe new life to older Pokemon, and I hope that trend continues for this generation. There are rumors though of Armored Evolution potentially coming to the series, so we'll just have to wait and find out, but I'm sure Pokemon is on their way to do something new to bring to the table for this new game. One of the biggest issues I had dating all the way back to Black and White version was that I did not enjoy any of the Pokemon that I was able to catch for about the first 5 gym badges. And unfortunately with that, it made me want to put down the game, and I really did, and I did not play Pokemon for about 3 straight years after that because I genuinely did not want to go the direction that that game told me to go. So what I would like to see with this game is to allow us to have an open world, and that is allowing us to be able to go explore wherever we want in the region, catch what Pokemon we want to catch, and build the team that we want to build so that when the plot starts to happen, we can choose to go with that specific Pokemon or team to make us enjoy the feel so much better. Why should we be restricted to go to this route first or go to this city first? I mean, just think of it in real life. Why should I have to go to Milwaukee first if I want to go to Chicago? Why don't I want to go to, I'll go to Minnesota or Minneapolis, and then I'm going to go take a detour all the way throughout the Midwest and then make it back to Chicago. I want to do what I specifically want to do, so hopefully we can get that in the game. The easy way to be able to make this work is just with a level cap for all the Pokemon that's going to be coded in for each badge you have. If you don't have any badges, all wild Pokemon will be at about level 5 or lower. Let's say you have 1 badge, all the Pokemon will be at level 15 or lower, or 10 or lower. And the more badges you accumulate, then the wild Pokemon are going to be easier to encounter, and I think that would be a great way to allow us to be able to choose when we want to use the story to advance further in the game, or if we want to just enjoy catching the Pokemon that we want and doing battles and such, and just being able to basically make a code for every single trainer, every single wild Pokemon, pretty much any kind of encounter that includes a difficulty through the battling system, I think should be able to be coded in depending on how many badges you have, or dependent on how far you are in the story. Maybe I want to do this gym leader first, maybe I want to go do this little part of the beginning of the plot, and maybe I want to go move around a little bit. So I think the biggest thing with Pokemon is that you have so much customization with it, and I think that's the biggest thing that intrigued me to the franchise is I get to choose what team I want, and I think that's the coolest thing. There's 150 Pokemon when it originally came out, and I would get to pick 6, any 6 that I want to be a part of my team and grow up together as far as moving along in our journey. And overall, I just think that was a great concept, but now I think it's time to start elaborating on it a little bit more and allow us to have that first open world. I am so tired of every battle looking the same, and I want to change. The way I want to change it is I'm not expecting anime level fights as far as what we can see in the video games like Pokken, but as far as a main series game, what we can do to be able to enjoy the battle so much more rather than just seeing one Pokemon being sent out and it stays there the entire battle until you command it to move, and that is going to be able to allow it to have a free roaming battle. And what I mean by that is having the Pokemon to be able to have different poses, allowing it to move side to side a little bit without basically disrupting what the battle is. So it can move left, it can move right, maybe it wants to scratch its head a couple times, or it has different animations than what we already saw. And then incorporating that, the second you hit that move, the Pokemon locks onto wherever that other Pokemon is on the battling field, and then it's able to use its move there. And I think that'll just make a much more dynamic approach to the game, where every single battle is going to be different, where you'll see the personality come out more in the Pokemon, and it will feel more realistic. And I think we can still make that work by just enhancing the aesthetics of the battle without changing the core format of it. And that's something I don't know if we're going to be able to see, but we still haven't seen a battling scene yet, so maybe I can keep my fingers crossed. But we may not get it for this game, but definitely for a future installment, I think that'll do wonders as far as keeping people entertained in the battle rather than just repeatedly hitting A to do any grinding and stuff. I think it's just something that can be so much more enjoyed than what it currently is right now. And then the last thing would be, at the bare minimum, a different pose, but also having a pose for full HP, having a pose for half HP where it starts to look a little bit tired, and then low HP where it's basically dogging it, but it's being able to stay up on its feet and still use its move. I think that'll just definitely bring a more realistic vibe to the game, and it'll definitely make it more fun for me to watch and see more interaction between me and my Pokemon. Do I really need to elaborate on this one? Allowing more animations among the program movement of the NPC trainers would definitely bring more of a contemporary vibe to the Pokemon games. Now, we don't really see that happen in really any other video game except for Pokemon, and it just gets kind of feeling like everything's a robot in there, where I want to have a genuine conversation, not like it goes on for I'm hitting A for about 2 minutes. I want to have a different conversation with the same person instead of having a coded text that happens every single time I hit the A button after I'm done talking to that person. Maybe make about 5 different coded sentences that the person can have, or discussions that the person can have that you talk to, just so it feels more genuine, and it's going to be in order from first to last depending how many times you've talked to that person. So it feels like you have talked to them multiple times and they know that you have talked to them multiple times as well. If an NPC wants to interact and give me an item or show me how to use an item, let me actually see it rather than them nodding and putting their hand out. It's 2019 and we are treating like the technology we're using for these NPCs came from the year 2000. Gotta catch up with the times. Well, that's it for part 1. Please stay tuned. We have the next video going up tomorrow. If it's already tomorrow, then you guys can just click this link right here to be able to check out part 2. I'm going to send it over to Ash Ketchum to finish off today's video.
Hey trainers, Ash Ketchum here to thank you for watching the Poke Resort. Become a Pokemon Master by subscribing to Austin's channel. Don't forget to see his other recent videos so you can watch them all. Pikachu and I have surfing lessons with Austin's Alolan Raichu. So, we'll catch you later. Ha!